sorry.
I'm at your service, sir. I'll be right with you. I apologize.
Don't be shy. Come closer and take a look.
Easy. Easy. Nice and slow. Whoa. Easy. Nice and slow. Whoa.
I apologize.
Easy, good horse. Nice and slow. Whoa!
Christ! Pardon me.
Apparently, the city council is organising another
Greetings,
collection
Henry.
for repairs to the
What are you all
fortifications.
dressed up for?
Are they out of their
My
bloody
word.
minds? They had
All
two
it takes is a
collections
good
just
wash,
like it
and
already.
the man has to
and there are
beat the
still
women off
holes
with a
in the
stick.
walls.
That's true.
You
What good are
jester.
fortifications you can't defend?
No fucking
By the way,
at all.
like you were saying about that book,
My favourite book?
I'm not giving them a
Pray
single
tell,
drop
did you
of
find
insurance.
it?
as I wandered through the fortress,
Lime,
and there it lay.
scaffolding, and 20
Red-
You really found it? Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, did you...
I read a bit of it.
what did you think?
While reading it, I thought the writing... Well, yeah. Or herself.
Women writing books. Come now.
Why not? I bet they would write better than many men.
Such order...
More like experience. I once helped with copying. Mo-
A person does all that work to learn to read and write, but then
Waste of time.
not just time, above all, talent.
Hold on.
I did. Look, you've never thought about writing.
Me?
How should I know? Poetry, a novel, a treatise, or a whole...
That's a tempting notion. Who knows?
Wouldn't you want to at least...
I suppose I'm not quite...
There are still a few blank pages left, so we could finish writing it together. You and me. What do you think?
That sounds great.
We'll have plenty of light and privacy in my chambers. Will you escort...
My pleasure.
How should I start?
You haven't thought of anything yet?
Now, I have many ideas. But we must contribute in equal part.
Both? Well, fine.
Just tell me what you'd like to read about. I'll take careful notes.
There are heaps of stories about men.
All right, a woman then.
Such as...
Tell me one trait that is important.
I think above all...
And isn't that rather detrimental for a girl?
Only fools say that. Jilted heart...
You'd be surprised. My father is no fool, or better yet, that I would change overnight. But if the lady in our story is clever, should she employ her wits for good or
I'm for good intention.
I agree. Too bad it's only on paper.
Well,
Not yet.
what?
A picture. I don't trust myself, especially if you'll be my mom.
What? And what on earth do I have to...
Imagine a beautiful lady is standing before...
I'd rather keep what I do to myself. But how about something like this?
Well, now we're done.
Oh, finally. I'm sore all over.
Your suffering is over. Come take a look at what we've done. Your reward. So what about that story of ours?
It was pretty obvious that you wrote it.
Really? And in what way?
Well, I'm not sure. I've known you for a while.
I'm not that good a storyteller in person. And what about the sketch? For such a slapdash job.
Oh, it's pretty, really.
I know I'm known, but otherwise, I think we can be quite satisfied. And
Well, so did I. And for that matter, you're an interest...
no beating around the bush. How about that? Please do stop by sometime. I wager it will be enlightening for both of us. Perhaps I can show you my collection of hunting trophies.
You said you could teach me...
If you ask nicely, I'll share some of...
Very well then, Lady Know-It-All.
That depends on what you're interested in. Or if you prefer... But I warn you in advance that... So, what would...
Maybe another time.
apologize.
Good to see you.
Cheers. I hope you have an uneventful shift. Slowly. Nice and slow.
Don't be shy.
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Where the city scribe will write down his name and his donation.
Quality good.
Whoa! Slowly. Nice and slow.
You have a kind
Quality
one.
good. The fire.
Whoa! Whoa! I'm going to see the Mint Master.
Any fool could say that.
I have an appointment.
All right. Go.
A fine day for some fine wares. Wares on the market. Come and take a look.
It happens. Just watch where you're going next.
Glad to see you.
You have the gall to show.
Hold your horses. Actually, I have a little...
You've come to blackmail me.
Call it what you like. I need to get
The assembly. The one King Sig.
Sigismund's just a usurper.
Singing Ruthard song, eh? I might have known. And tell the truth.
That's none of your concern.
Oh, really? Well, then,
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you...
all right, all right. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately, and that will be the end of our...
I must have misheard. Our business will be over. So pull your head out your ass.
All right, Jesus. No need to loot. You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving them. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can... Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity.
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's an idler and a boo... Which reminds me, you'll need his letter. Otherwise, he...
What will I need to work as a waiter there?
Fast feet and good manners. And the livery of a royal waiter.
Excuse me?
Or do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and
Well, no. But I never heard about any livery.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king.
Where can I find the...
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron E.
What would work on him?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him?
I'll be going then. See you at the...
Just make sure we both come out.
Greetings.
God bless you.
I'm sorry. Christ.
Nice and slow.
A fine day for some fine wares. Quality good. Quality good.
Shopping here, and you're in the clear.
Don't be shy. Come closer and take a look. Quality goods here. Come and take your pick. What's on sale?
Here they are.
Strong pot.
Greetings.
Surely you can wait a while. Here you are. The fine.
No more than I'd expect after the amount. And you impatient fellow.
You must be Frantical.
I am.
I'm Henry.
I am.
Supposing I took the job on for you. You can put your...
Look here. It's not like I'm all that. Them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine. Why would you want to stick...
I want to see the king in the flesh.
Why's that?
I heard a lot about him. How he won lots...
And as bad-tempered as the devil. He's got the councillors shit. The more I think about it, the happier. To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you... Look here. Do you have any idea?
Well, to tell the truth.
You're off to a great start, but whatever. Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you, and think up some good excuse.
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. Here it is. I look like a prick in it. Hope the main thing is, don't lose it before...
Thanks. I won't disgrace you.
You better not.
Come and take a gander. We've got
Needles, threads, pins, silk thread.
onions.
Greetings to you. Friend. Leather pouches.
Is this your first time riding a horse?
Easy. Easy. Nice and slow. Whoa!
You're always welcome here.
Easy. Nice and slow. Easy. Nice and slow.
Quality goods.
Whoa!
Quality goods.
God, where is that dog? Franta Cooldown sent me.
Franta's not come.
He got poisoned. He's writhing in agony. By turns.
Oh, that's enough. We can't be without a waiter here. So, have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure.
Everything's... You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic, yeah. It's a good thing you've got no steel on you. You need to be light on everything as it should be. Glad to see it. Do you know what your duties for an inexperienced greenhorn?
Well, I'll happily listen to any advice.
I should certainly help. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner. In short, behave as if you're not. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and you'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokaib or red monastery wine.
White or red, by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarjitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has... We can't allow that to...
All right. Sir Ad...
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
Remember who wants what?
That too. But more importantly, do not disturb the can. In general, a good waiter has to be invisible.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my...
Well, yes. But only to what any... Understood?
Absolutely. I'm a waiter, after all.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rhyme, but you'll manage it.
I know everything I need to.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load.
There are the pictures of wine. Hopefully I won't splash anyone's shoes.
Is a joke, and on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it.
I
Should
apologize,
the town
sir.
reserve have worse
Which
weapons
one?
than any
White
Räuber in the
Tokai.
domain?
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil, used that thing. That Hackenbücher. Hand cannon. Can you believe it?
Sir?
Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where
Thank
they
you,
got them. Since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott. It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
White.
What I smell is
I
that
apologize,
your
sir.
stubborn heads do
Which
not
one?
realize
Are you
what
colorblind?
Schwierigkeiten
White.
this is. The Dry Devil is running free. Der Raubritter... The city reserves are in urgent need of new weapons. Unverzüglich. Our current Waffenarsenal is a joke.
You there,
And on
lad.
top of that,
I
the
apologize,
army
sir.
was
But don't
requisitioning
you skip
from
on
it.
me. Red,
Should the
and
town
quickly.
reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil, used that thing.
Sir?
That Hackenbücher. Hand
Thank
cannon.
you, waiter.
Can you believe it? Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where they got them, since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott. It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell is that
Hey,
your
waiter.
stubborn heads
Pour me
do
some
not
monastery
realize
wine.
what
That's not a good
Schwierigkeit
idea, sir.
This is unbelievable.
The Dry Devil is running free. There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly? The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
Sir?
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Well, thank the Lord.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies, nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory, and the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes?
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
Isn't it the same thing?
So, the cleanliness of the city is not what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short of covering
Hey,
all the
waiter.
citizens' needs.
Pour me some monastery wine.
bathhouse here, on Hopperin.
That's
My
not a
friend
good idea,
Adam
sir.
from the baths
This
in
is
Harada
unbelievable.
told me about it. He says it's filthy.
Nonsense. He's just envious. Betty seized the opportunity.
More wine,
and people
Master
are
Bailiff?
lining
I have
up
enough
to bathe
wine.
there.
Come closer.
True.
I need something from... There is an item in my study that I confess she thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me.
And
A silver goblet. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, go and get it. And don't you make a mess.
Where can I find...
Use your eye and come right.
If someone needs to wash, there's a river just a few steps from the city walls.
Certainly. And they can get leeches there for free as well. And while he's there, a man can shave and take a...
nice.
You know what.
Whose
So
silver
what?
might this be?
Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black...
So?
A great many people died.
I did.
Not so loud. And now go back to your...
Plan? The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths. Unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spare. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way. At least until His Majesty
Hey,
honors
waiter,
us with his
pour
visit.
me some
And
monastery
as we
wine.
know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Sir?
Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
I didn't know that.
I'm speaking
I
about
wanted
the
red.
Rutard incident.
I won't mix it up
You were
again.
there, weren't you?
The city reserves are in urgent need of new weapons. Unverzüglich. Our current Waffenarsenal is a joke.
boy, a
and
full
on
cup
top
of monastery
that,
wine.
the army was requisitioning from it. Should the town reserve have worse weapons than any
I
Räuber
apologize,
in the
sir.
domain?
Which one?
Are you getting at, Eldris?
Am I speaking in
I'm
Latin?
saying that the bandits who freed Henning, the Dry Devil,
Sir?
used that thing. That Hackenbücher.
Thank you, waiter.
Hand cannon. Can you believe it? Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where they got them. Since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott. It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris?
Waiter,
You
get me
smell a
white.
deal?
What I smell is
That's
that
not a
your
good idea,
stubborn
sir.
heads
This
do
is
not realize
unbelievable.
what Schwierigkeiten this is. The Dry Devil is running free. There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly? The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Pour me red wine.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
Well,
You're right,
thank
Eldris.
the Lord.
But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies, nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory, and the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes?
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths
Hey,
or
waiter.
brothels?
Pour me some monastery wine.
Isn't it the
I'm
same
sorry, sir.
thing?
Orders from above.
This is
So
unbelievable.
the cleanliness of the city is not what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
But we have another bathhouse here,
Hey,
on
waiter.
Hopbrink.
My friend Adam from the baths in
More
Harada.
wine, Master Bailiff.
I have enough wine. Come closer. I need... There is chisel. Snow going.
Where can I
Use and come.
bathe there?
Is that true?
I'd find it hard to believe. A woman.
No, really. It's clean, it's warm. You get wine. but
Nice.
And don't get me
Whose
started
silver
on the
might this
wenches.
be?
So don't start.
All right, I'll go over there and investigate. The need for cleanliness and citizens' health should not be underestimated.
Nor overestimated. If someone needs to wash, there's a river just a few steps from the city walls.
Certainly. And
So?
for free as well.
I did.
Not so... And now go back.
Take a you-know-what.
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death? A great many people died needlessly.
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spare. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way.
I fancy
At
some
least until
Tokai.
His Majesty
Refill,
honors
boy.
us with his visit. And as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well,
Well,
I'm not sure what you're implying.
I'm speaking about the Routard incident. You were there, weren't you?
Oh, that. Just a small misunderstanding.
And a full
We've
cup.
sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Routard? Besides, if his men attack yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
Thank you. What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like Ruthard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated. I don't think Ruthard will cause any trouble. He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the
You
king
there,
is
lad.
here.
A cup of
That's
bread.
true.
And don't
Because
you
if we
skimp
don't
on
do
me.
something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless he puts an end
Sir?
to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
Well,
Nothing happened. There's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do
Boy,
whatever they want.
I'd like some
I
wine.
suspect the gentleman from the city's sword fighting school brought this custom to us. That German, Menhard, is just hanging around the market looking for trouble.
Don't be ridiculous, Forsooker.
Don't hang
You
around
act
me.
like you've
Vanish,
never been in a
you hear me?
fight yourself. And to
As you
accuse
wish,
a swordsmaster
Sir Ulrich.
without a shred of proof.
Go. I don't want to
We're
see
not some
you
old
again.
fishwives in the marketplace.
Hey!
So you will just leave it be?
Refill,
Proven
sir.
offences
Do you think I
are
come to the
punished
council
by
just
the
to
basic.
guzzle wine?
And that's
Come
that.
here!
There are more.
What can I help you?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed. I can't just get up and walk out.
All right.
I knew I could. While you're at it, count how many figures on the mural have wings.
But
Because I'm bored. And
What if they have one more reason?
My words exactly. The town council is squabbling.
That was easy
constantly
enough,
with the
and he
Emperor
wanted me to
Charles,
count
and
the
no one
winged
is left
figures.
unscathed.
And you, a councillor, let people throw dirt on our work?
If I threw out everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
Ah, to hell with it. We'll never get anywhere like this. Why waste our time?
So,
I found...
Really? And did you count?
I counted 24.
And you counted correct. So you can have a bit of...
There's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals. The building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to make a royal mining city.
You there,
Why
lad.
can't we build faster?
A cup of red.
Hire more craftsmen,
Don't
start with
you
night shifts.
skimp on me.
Haven't you noticed there's a war going on? Are the experts from far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
Besides,
About
I
time.
get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do you? And what would that be?
Like, for instance, that you'd like to have your own altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
When hell freezes over, my friend, your
Hey,
place
boy.
is at least
A
2
full
steps
cup
behind
of
mine.
monastery wine.
The swordsmith dares to insult me? Ha! I think not.
Excuse me? You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you? I acquired
Good.
my seat for the services our guild provided and still provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have, they would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from
You
the
there,
alehouse
lad.
Brink.
A cup of
What?
red. And don't you skimp on me.
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Oh,
Sir?
this is news to me.
Because it has all been sorted out.
Thank you, waiter.
Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
I'm telling you, something is being planned. Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Azonal Gyurcsek össze, a legjobb katonáikat, és kelkinek útra!
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Unlike this man of false!
Come now, father. Put a little life into your dying.
I'd rather be at one than here.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea.
I didn't part ways.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser, and you saved my neck and Henry's too.
None of that.
Who knows? Maybe that 20...
You know what? Do you know any of the...
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some...
Wait a moment.
Yeah. He came with a retinue. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your...
I wouldn't be too... Who's that French fella?
The great Baron Brabant. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a heart. Besides, he defended... If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been...
How does it feel to breathe?
What can I say? You can never...
Or, until you become...
No fear of that in my case. I intend wine, women, and song.
What do you plan to do now?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the...
Have you...
I'll leave that to the older and wiser.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some... But I suppose I'll have to introduce...
Indeed you should. After all...
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to...
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what...
I'm glad I mean, who the hell does he think he is?
Why?
He's not the one with the itchy prick.
He didn't tell you anything?
He didn't even look at
Understand
it.
that my absence from the city council would have serious consequences.
Good health to you, sir. I'm...
Baron Vauclin, I am a warrior?
My word.
Mais non!
It's a pleasure to make you... How did you...
Ah, c'est you dis... And only lost him...
That needs some...
Oh,
You...
Ah, this Bohemia is a strange land. I have seen farm... Do tell me about it. Not...
My last big...
I've heard of this...
Aye. And it was the...
Then, what are you doing?
The Lord moves in mysterious ways. You say you're a poet?
Jamais. This poetry enough, I think not. To recite.
Where have you been on your travel?
But of course. If you are interested in my greatest journey, and if you are interested in my greatest deed...
And you wouldn't by any chance...
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface de...
How come almost nobody...
I am operating as this. My great benefit is there. Everyone knows...
I reckon. Hellfire burns in his eyes. See that bird before you whisk her away.
Such rare guests. I'm Godwin.
Peace be with you.
How do you know I'm a...
It's not difficult, and we are both a little... I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Gutenberg. And this is...
Who would rather not be here? Why did we have to come here, Sadie?
Because we and why would...
The city reserves are in urgent need of new weapons. Unversüchlich. Our current Waffenarsenal is a joke, and on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it. Should the town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil, used that thing. That Hackenbücher. Hand cannon. Can you believe it? Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where they got them, since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich?
Waiter, get
All
me
I'm
white.
saying is
I'd like to oblige, but
Herrgott.
I'm not allowed.
It is eine
This is
Schande when
unbelievable.
outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely
White
knows
up.
this too.
Pour me red wine.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize what Schwierigkeiten this is. The Dry Devil is running free. There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly? The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies, nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory, and the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes?
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
Isn't it the same thing?
So, the cleanliness
I'd like
of
some
the
monastery
city
wine.
is not
Refill my cup,
what
boy.
it should
Not a
be.
good idea, sir.
The current
This is
baths in the city
unbelievable.
fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
But we have another bathhouse
More
here.
wine,
On
Master
offering.
Bailiff.
My
I
friend
have
Adam
enough
from the baths
wine.
in Harada
Come
just
closer.
told me about it.
I need... There is... She's a snow going.
Where can I...
Use and come.
Opportunity, and people are lining up to bathe there.
Is that true?
I find it hard to believe. A woman.
No, really.
Nice.
Clean, warm,
Whose silver might
wine,
this be?
something to eat, and don't get me started on the wenches.
So don't start.
All right, I'll go over there and investigate. The need for cleanliness and citizens' health should not be underestimated.
Nor overestimate.
So?
I did.
That's... and now who...
The city walls.
Certainly. And they can get leeches there for free as well. And while he's there, a man can shave and take a... you-know-what.
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death? A great many people died needlessly.
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spare. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he
And a
wants,
full cup.
as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there, weren't you?
Well, that's just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving
Hey,
me.
boy!
Are you defending
Full cup
Rutard?
of monastery wine.
Besides, if his men attacked yours, as I
apologize, sir.
then we have a good reason
Which
to
one?
punish him.
What happened there?
Monastery red.
Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but
Good, sir.
in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city
Thank you,
gossiped
waiter.
about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated. I don't think Rutard will cause any trouble. He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and
Pour me
soon.
some Tokai.
Unless he puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's no point in
Sorry?
dwelling on it. Let's move on.
I'm sorry, Andreas, but I
Well,
wouldn't
thank
brush
the
it off
Lord.
so quickly. Why do I have the feeling you're not telling us the whole truth, Ulrich?
Are you accusing me of lying?
Those are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened,
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes, Rutard and I had a little disagreement, but we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Rutard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts?
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword-fighting school brought this custom to us. That German, Menhard, is just hanging around the
Waiter,
market looking
get
for
me
trouble.
white. Don't be ridiculous, Forsooker. You act like you've never been in a fight yourself. And to accuse a swordsmaster without a shred of proof. We're not some old fishwives on the
Vanish, you hear me?
So you will just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by the bailiff.
Want to see
and that's
you again.
that. There are more pressing matters to deal with.
More
Refill,
pressing
sir.
than the
Do you think I
open
come to the
contempt
council
of
just
the
to
whole
guzzle
town
wine?
garrison.
Come here.
The gu-
I left. I took.
All right.
I knew what, because
You can rest assured the whole town is already laughing at us all day long. So what if
That was easy enough. And he wanted me to count the wind
My
figures.
words exactly. The town council is squabbling constantly at the Emperor Charles, and no one is...
so.
I found
Really? And did
I counted.
and you? So
If I threw out everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
Ah, to hell with it. We'll never get anywhere like this. Why waste our time?
Since there is the eternal dispute over the cathedrals, the building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to mock a royal mining city. Why can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Haven't you noticed there's a war
You there,
going
lad.
on?
A cup
Are
of
the
bread.
experts from
And
far off
don't
supposed
you
to work in
skimp
a
on
city
me.
under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the
Sir?
welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do? Do you?
About time.
And what would that be?
Like, for instance, that you'd like to have your own altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
When hell freezes over, my friend, your place is at least 2 steps behind mine.
A swordsmith
Hey,
dares
boy.
to insult
A
me?
full cup of monastery wine.
I think not.
Excuse me? You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you? I acquired
Good.
my seat
Now
for
run
the
along.
services our guild provided and still provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have, They would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse or Brick.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Sorry?
Oh, this is news to me.
Because it has all been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
Come now, father. You and now and you. Who knows?
You know, do you...
Most we've had.
Wait.
Yeah, maybe you.
Who's... He's got... Can he...
Besides, if you were up.
How... Or...
No, what?
What do you...
What do you... I'll leave.
But I...
Indeed.
I don't...
In that...
Well, drink out, fill of wine.
I'm glad you finally accepted the invitation. I all
say... Fraternize... They may... But how do you expect... Such rare ungodly
peace?
How do you...
It's and I'm and...
Who would... Why did we have to...
And...
Are you here to...
We have more serious... The situation in the town. You have men and weapons.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer?
Everything in good...
Did you come to lend money to the...
Not to lend, but to give.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that... You remind me of my young friend Henry. That messenger of... You know each other. That would be him. We did not get off to a... I reckon the two of you would. For a young stripling, he's been through... He was supposed to become a blacksmith. And instead... Wait. A blacksmith from Scarlet's? Aye, that's right. I knew of someone.
My daughter knew him most. And that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father. But he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was...
Why? You should have taken care... Don't make hasty judgments. As far as, at least, he took in Henry, and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Henry's real father. I don't care if he took care of 20...
That boy's blood father denied him, just like your...
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry... Enough. I'd rather have...
For that, there will be...
Good health. L'chaim.
As long as it's just talk, food and drink.
Christ be praised.
Good. I am a... No. It's a How... and... Visbo, do you tell me... My lot. Aye. Then... You say... Jamais, I think... Where... But if you are, and if you are... And you wouldn't... Which one? How come... I am up my grade there.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait!
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health. And to yours. I would have expected a bit more. He made an amateur's mistake. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of.
I have my... From what I've heard about you...
Was that...
Indeed. And that's what...
It depends what it...
A little I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan...
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council.
Well... I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the...
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our...
If Sigismund decides to mount an...
but Sigismund's army is demoralized, and he's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves.
But he can't retreat either.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's... For the plan to work, we need allies, their money, and we just need negotiate.
Are you saying you set everything in motion?
More like in parallel. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea...
Why are you doing...
Because I want to put a stop to... And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the...
You've got...
You're certainly not the first to tell me that. I take it as a...
I'll help you.
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, if you can get those 3. Meanwhile, I'll take...
Why?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You and your friend Henry are similar. There aren't many like...
Tell me a bit more about the...
Certainly.
Botchek of Kunstadt.
That's just the thing. He doesn't play the big game. He always goes for the sure thing. But once...
Alder the Alderman.
He still is. The only one who... Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers.
Anna of Waldstein.
Wenzel Bartosz. And
I was quite surprised to see her here.
A male affair? So far, Anna is holding back and behaving like an exemplar. But don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and she's...
And what use can she be to us?
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most, and that it was thanks to...
What if it...
I refuse to even consider that outcome.
I'll get on it then.
I wish us both luck.
Success to our...
I'll tell you, nobody has the likes of these.
Not even Botchek?
Not even Botchek, and he's a great lord.
That's hard to believe.
Martin likes to exaggerate. He was talking about the sorry...
I'd like to check your horses out.
Ha, even better. But you won't be...
And you might not believe your eyes when you... Well.
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave.
I want to have a word with...
Well, I'm having a word...
I apologize, Father.
For interrupting our conversation?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up.
I came with a delegation.
Why so strict, Mark?
20 years ago, he was nothing but I got him a place at the Archbishopric. Only it wasn't long before they... And then, I find that he took his boozing and whoring along with...
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the out...
You have the impertinence to show me your face?
You're exaggerating.
Me? Exaggerating? You're whores wandering around as...
Oh, actually, but maybe you ought to try it yourself sometime. Then maybe you wouldn't be such a bitch.
You're dishonoring...
I can't dishonor someone who has no...
That's enough!
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults.
We've never met, and we have no cause to be...
You've got no other option.
Gentlemen, surely I can have a word in private with Lord Odorin, the second, as he desires.
Out of the question. And he's got plenty to learn from Christopher.
You want satisfaction? Suit yourself, then. We'll fight.
After you.
Well, that's that.
Shouldn't we rather...
No, Christopher...
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back. Not bad for a priest.
You don't know which end of that thing is up. What's wrong with your legs?
Not bad for a priest.
Left arm lower. Look in my eyes, not at my sword. Cover your right side. You've got a gap there I could drive a cart through. Stand firm.
Hey,
otherwise
who told
the
you
first
that?
strike will put you on your arse. Swing with your whole arm, not just your wrist.
Did they teach you that in the seminary? Not bad for a priest. Did they teach you that in the seminary? Enough. That will do. My God, Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer.
I was in a war. Right after they kicked me out. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults of...
Aye. Well...
So Father would be satisfied. Only he'll never be satisfied.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at least his
Not at all. I remember him when I was 6 years old. I fell off a horse. He wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able...
Only 3 days?
I always wondered who you were.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until the... But now, I have a chance...
And that's why you want...
I've got to get him on our side.
Aren't we all on the...
Maybe everyone's saying that.
After you're... Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it.
What else can I...
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure.
All right, then. You've heard... It's a nice idea, but we...
Only no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an...
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund. If he agrees...
I expect Alder's not the...
You got that?
Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds sensible.
I don't know how to think.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Pa doesn't need to know about it.
You're starting to sound like a brother.
Godwin, we didn't have much time for conversation.
With pleasure, sir. Has it happened? What are you
Well, but, all going well, we may, as long as we proceed without prior agreement.
I couldn't help but notice your son has...
To put it mildly, but not to do... Although, if they didn't pull it...
Wise words.
You know, I am. And Martin would also be glad, even though Henry chose...
May God grant him eternal rest. Where did you leave Sir Divish?
Haven't you heard? Lady Stephanie is with child. No one even imagined Divish would produce...
As they say, doesn't matter who kneaded the dough, as long as there's a pie in the oven.
Godwin.
Well, it could be a miracle. Praise the Lord! May I have a...
You? Anytime. With you, unlike this pack.
Have you got...
Their forefathers lived up to their ears in dung, and they think that can turn...
But surely they're not...
Allies or not.
Young Lord Capon...
He got a harsh lesson. But at least he... But if not, war...
Do you think there's really going to be a war?
I sincerely hope so. Whoever sits around...
What do you think?
Are you testing me? Job's called this a...
To turn out... Some are up to their elbows in silver and blood.
Better make sure you're among the latter, then. And in the...
Wie geht es dir, mein Freund?
Greetings to you, friend.
God be with you, noble. There's something I'd...
God be with you.
Your diplomatic support.
No beating around the bush, eh? I like that.
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, Milady.
To muster an army that Margaret...
Christ. Be praised.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money. Although, between the two of us, it isn't...
How do you know Liechtenstein?
I know most of the people here very well. Many of them certainly, but they wouldn't dream of stating... While it seems that Lord Liechtenstein, on the...
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this...
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine. And beneficial...
Then you're in the right place.
The wine here is average. The cook... So, to the point.
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to...
Nothing more. I'd say that's plenty. And why ask...
You manage large estates. In return for your...
I've managed quite well. If you want me to support you...
Do you have something in particular?
Well, one of the guests here had...
Who's that?
Harmon Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him...
And these papers,
My relatives somehow dug up some trade contracts between myself...
You were dealing with the enemy.
They were not the enemy at the time. My conscience is...
And the papers I'm supposed to...
Just insignificant documents. If the
All right, I'll help you.
Alder will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left... Bring them to me. But watch yourself. Odorin's groom has eyes.
G'day, g'day. Take a look at that.
Greetings.
Aren't you a...
What's your problem? The whole... God forbid. But not... Shall we... Well, I'll wait at the table over.
I'm seriously curious about you, lad. Aye, that'll do. Here. Like this. Oh, come on!
God be with you. G'day, g'day.
Wonderful! And it goes to me.
I'll tell you.
Hey,
nobody has the
innkeeper,
likes
that
of
beer?
these.
I'd like to...
Ha!
And you might...
Well,
you want... I want to...
Well,
Is that... I can't... Why is...
20, I got only, and that, but it tries. You have...
You're...
Me? You're...
Oh, but... I can't... That's a... Chris, you won't...
We've never...
You've got... Gentle... I can have...
Out of... And his...
You want... So... After...
Well...
Shouldn't we...
No.
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back.
Swing with your whole arm!
They teach you that in the seminary? That was sneaky. Not bad for a priest. They teach you that in the seminary? That was sneaky. You're fast.
Ah! Fucking hell!
Arm lower!
Ah!
You're fast.
Ah!
Cover your right side! You've got a gap there I can drive a cart through!
Father. I was... And you... So only... Not when he would... The first... Look, but now... And...
I've gone with maybe...
Actually,
What else?
I'll talk.
All right.
It's only no
Older.
leave out.
I don't know.
You can drive.
Job's the mating here. You look...
God, we didn't have...
What?
Well, but as long as...
I...
Although,
Wise.
you know...
Make... Where...
Haven't you? No. God.
Well... May I...
You? Unlike...
Yeah,
and they... Hello.
young...
He got a... But if not...
Do you...
I should...
What do you...
Are you?
Some.
Better make...
Jesus Christ, be praised.
Good day, good day. God, there's...
God be...
Your...
No.
Margaret...
To...
Christ.
I should... Although...
Hit the nail on the head again, Bob.
I am rarely
I'd say you have a better nose for people.
Not only for people...
Then...
So...
Nothing...
Nothing...
You might...
I've met... If you...
Do you have some...
Well... Harmon... Now...
And the...
My
You were...
They were not...
And the...
Just...
All right.
I'll bring them, but watch...
God bless.
And you...
What's your... God, not... Well, I'll wait. God be with you.
I'm seriously curious about you, lad.
God be with you, my friend.
God be with you. And with you.
Here.
My God! Oh, come on! Aye, that'll do. Excellent!
I'll tell you.
I'd like... Pa. And you might...
Well,
you want... I want to...
Well, is that
unfor... I can't...
Why is it 20? I got only, and that, but it tries. You had...
You're...
Me? You're...
Oh, but then... I can't...
That's Chris. You won't...
We've never...
You've gotten gentle.
I can have...
Out of... And his...
You want... So you...
After... Well...
Shouldn't...
No.
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back. Yeah. You're fast. That was sneaky. Did they teach you that in the seminary? You're fast.
Left arm lower. Firm. Otherwise, the first strike will put you on your arse.
You're fast. Not bad for a priest.
Cover your right side!
Father. I was... And you... Why? So only... I thought... Not when I was... He wouldn't... The first... Look, but now... And... I've got... Aren't we... Maybe... Actually, what else? I'll talk... All right. It's only older... I... Leave out... I don't know. You can...
Godwin, we didn't have...
What?
Well, but as long as... Although,
Why?
you know...
Mate... Where...
Haven't you? No one even... Godwin.
May I...
You? Unlike... yeah, and they... How long?
Young...
He got it, but if not...
Do you...
I...
What are you...
Are you?
To turn... So...
Better make...
Well... Mind where you're going. God, there's...
God be with
you.
No.
Margaret...
To...
Christ.
I or that. I am... Not only...
Then you...
The wine. So...
Nothing...
Nothing...
You...
If you want...
Do you have...
Well...
Oh.
Harmon... Now.
And the...
My relative...
You were...
They were not...
And the...
Just...
All right.
Alder... Bring them... But watch...
Greetings to you, friend.
Greeting. Aren't you... What's your... God, not... Shall...
Well, I'll wait.
I'm seriously curious about you, lad.
It's yours.
God be with you, my friend.
God bless.
Damn it, I'm so fucked.
God be with you.
I've got those papers.
Quiet!
Lady, with all the clamor, here they are.
You're more capable than I...
You're welcome.
As agreed. I will support
Thank you, noble lady. God will...
Yes, quite. But let's drink to our bargain, Godwin.
How could I refuse a toast with such a fine lady? To your health, Lady Anna.
And to the success of our efforts.
Mein Gott, wo liegt das Problem?
God bless. God be with you, friend.
Sir.
Nor I, until now. I am Sir Conrad.
Used to be. My
and I used to be the... until the king did...
Are you...
I haven't quite decided yet. But if our rebellion were to come face to face with Sigismund's...
Do you think...
I doubt it. Half the town hates Vav, and he knows that his security's...
We've got...
More than you think. If my... So I recollect, at least, from...
Sir.
Even so. Before King went...
And now look at us. We have cast off our...
There's no point in waiting for divine intervention.
It was a...
Likewise.
Sir Kunzlan.
You're Godwin, aren't you?
Oh dear.
Have no fear. I know Martin well, and I know he's...
Will you...
That depends on what it is.
Do you think we should...
I came here for one reason alone. If Yops doesn't lay one out... Why wouldn't I? She's joined at the hip.
I hope she doesn't feel unwelcome here.
To her own relatives, certainly. Anna cared for him devotedly.
So it's not true what they say?
Vile slander. People...
What do you think of the rabbi's offer?
Or nothing.
He said he was interested.
Aye, but still he...
So you...
And isn't it natural? It's not just faith in the walls. They live in our city. But they're more... God be with you.
Your Grace.
Certainly.
Godwin.
Ah, now I remember.
God be with you, friend.
Aye, but he drools all over himself. He gets this feeling that it's
taking their time again. To a good harvest!
We're trying to forge an alliance against our common enemy.
They're trying to do one thing, line their pockets.
They remember well how the...
Oh, these grand aristocratic... I'd be happier if they just told me.
But then you'd miss all the... It seems lick...
And how's he gonna do it? Didn't you see...
Well...
The only approach that'll work with...
Let's hope young Lord Capon manages...
That's one thing you could...
God forbid. Henry's not...
In that case, it'll be up to you. I'm sure you...
A lot of people think the wealth... Whether I don't...
Well, that's to be expected.
Well...
Sigismund confident, not to mention...
No great loss.
Sir Bocek, I need...
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips and Yobs comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar.
On the contrary,
Does that improvement include a few thousand men at arms?
A few thousand men at arms as a convincing... Only in order to get them.
You've got my attention.
Don't worry, it's not just your money I want to draw.
Really? Name it,
Anna of Volk.
Truly?
I wouldn't mention...
All right. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and a lot... I can't risk it all.
So you need guarantees?
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong...
Maybe it's enough to find us...
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also...
I believe...
And an uncertain party. Besides, he's...
How about...
He's a young...
He may be young. He's got battle experience. And when he gets...
If he gets it. Right now, Hanash... On the other hand, the Lords of Lipa have a good... Maybe it's not...
So?
You're selling the skin of a boar. First, I want a confirmation.
And what?
I don't care what the young lord thinks. If he agrees, I'll be...
pushing
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice.
I've got some good...
The bad news is there's hardly any females in this... There's some old bat standing there with... So at least...
You're going to get...
Good one. Is she at least...
I don't know.
You're really a... Now. Enough.
To your help.
Laws, and be a bitter.
Take a look at that.
Sir Hanu.
You do?
I've gained us...
And who is it? I hope...
On the contrary, it's both...
Kunstad? How the hell...
Well, there's one little catch.
Out with...
Lord Kunstad has a niece, so...
Hans Capon is to marry Yitka of Kunstad. Godwin, you conniving old bastard!
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe it. So, young Hans is to marry Kunstad's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa. Or what about a...
Forget it. Soon I'll put a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself.
Cheers!
Cheers to you, and to your parleying skills.
Once every 3 days.
That sounds...
Sir Buchek, your niece...
So Hanush agreed?
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill...
Thank you.
Enough formality.
Cheers to the...
Here's to a...
I'm still hoping it works out. We walk out of here with a clear plan. But maybe you were right. It was probably not the best idea to gather all the lords under one roof.
At other times, I would...
Gentlemen, I think we can raise...
Is this?
Like I said... Tell me.
I bring nothing from the House of Odoran. But the widow of...
Both of them. Good.
This is going to be a long story.
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes. And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the Balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
Yes! The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslas, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein to do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wenceslas' side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see, all you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way, forget about it. Your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants. Chicken shits. Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
I apologize, sire. I'll do everything in my power to...
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore placed the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed. You, don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us. Was I not perhaps too harsh on them?
Mind your own business.
And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you are harsh, but rightfully so. These councillors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. The same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to...
Are you trying to nick...
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you are harsh, but rightfully so. These councillors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long.
Where are you going? Mind your own business.
We know.
Hey, waiter!
Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against
now!
We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Between the two of us, Margaret, was I not... But perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly.
Where are you going?
We have had enough of...
Mind your own business.
Sire, you were harsh, but rightfully so.
Hey, waiter! Keep your distance.
They need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence.
Step away from the king, now!
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, poor as a monastic...
Let him go, right now! You won't surrender!
Between the two of us, Margaret, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you were harsh, but rightfully so. These counselors, they need to be shown
Where
their
are you
place.
going? Mind your
You
own
suffered
business.
their insolence for far too long. And the same is true.
Hey, waiter! Keep your distance.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, Between the two of us, Margaret, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And... Between the two of us, Margaret, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak... Between the two of us, Margaret, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly, we have had enough of flattery. Between the two of us, Margaret, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly, we have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you were harsh, but rightfully so. These counselors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the King's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslaus' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobst does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobst is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides when it suits him.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities, and get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat of war seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health, Margaret. And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king.
Thank you, sire. You are too magnanimous.
Why? You did a good job. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, your majesty.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the council was meeting, Van Berghoff and his men set out for Raposh. Alderin won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard are linked together. Once we get Odorin, we can handle Ruthard easily. Rabosh will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
No, we shall have white. We have had enough of it.
White it is. Quickly! If Raposh falls, others will follow.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
If need be, we could use it to raise this town hall too. And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
But to bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
Watcher made sure everyone heard. Must be made in her pews. Parish priestess pointed
Enemy with cavalry!
sorting at the old
Break through their
Nearly
lines!
drops his soul. Hallelujah, goes.
Wow, nice rich bride and a fat dowry is going
How would you like a wine, Chevalier?
The art of winemaking. Recipes are passed on from... I myself was practically even the French, right? The king himself...
I expect his lordship had...
Best, this wine would perhaps be suited...
Baron Vakul. You and...
I'd like to drink a toast with...
So...
Touching. Come now.
I never had...
Truly?
Well, maybe once. The older I get, the worse it is.
See now.
Only... there's...
Fuck. I've got a tongue like a slice of weak old bread.
Well...
His lordship is so on...
To hell with that keg slop. I had my eye on him all evening. And left the rest of us to drink cheap dregs.
You can bet on it.
I don't doubt it.
I still can't wait for that ginger
Maybe an old pinch
Are you surprised? He's a bitter, contrary old goat. Sorry. Us only came here for the feast, anyway.
The sooner he's gone, the sooner life returns to this country.
Let's drink to that.
Even at home. This is about politics.
Have mercy on us, O Angel of Christ, holy guardian and protector of my soul and body. Forgive me every transgression which I have committed this day, and deliver me from every craft of my enemy and adversary. May I not anger my God by any sin.
Fuck off.
Strong words.
I'd rather eat well.
I would just...
The rat'll be good, I hope.
Now there's a piece of horseflesh for you, Rootard. Not like that nag of yours.
What the hell do you beat it with? It looks more like a damn bull.
Sir! Sir! There's some horsemen right out front of the fortress.
Ah, that's Peter of Pisac. Wouldn't come to the council, but he is coming happily to the celebration, you old fox.
Come on in, sir. There's wine aplenty.
Hey! Hey! Intruders! Enemies at the gates!
Seize the nobles! Kill the rest!
going with that?
I will clear my name.
I couldn't resist that fucking Sigismund, you twat.
That may be true, but good wine.
Sorry, but you're right about Sigismund.
Any decision will be all around you.
What does it matter? We reached an agreement, but it's going to take time to raise an army. Until then, Sigismund's men can trample over us one after another.
Drink and be merry. What do you say?
Good health.
Sorry,
From cleaning up this...
I've come to
Really? Why don't you...
Well...
Of course! Do you play dice?
You mean...
You strip if you like. Either way, you'll end up bare-arsed and with an empty purse.
All right.
I've heard about you, but you can't beat me.
One by one, open battle breaks out. It will be a fucking bloodbath.
Have you lost your mind? You're going to lose everything. If I was you, I'd take it.
And I'm telling you, we won't get rid of him that easily.
Let it be now. I want to play too, you know.
And why would he do that? If he was so craven to run away from the first army that crossed his path, he would never have made
And
his
now
own
we'll
way
see.
here.
And now I'll fuck it all up. Or not.
It's only going to be a scarecrow to keep Sigismund from murdering.
Now I'll show you how it's done.
An open battle breaks out. It'll be a fucking
There!
bloodbath.
That turned out all right. Your turn. I won't even get to throw, the way this is going.
And I'm telling you, we won't get rid of him that easily. Everyone's being too hopeful here.
You're talking bollocks. Once the Ox raises an army...
Hopefully I'll do it again.
And why would he do
Why'd I even try?
so craven as to run away from the first army that crossed his path? He would never have made it all the way here.
But this won't be just any army. It'll be an army like the likes of which this country's never seen before.
You're living in a dream world. It's only going to be a scare.
Well, you're not afraid of anything.
Murdering the lords one by one. An open battle breaks out. It'll be a fucking bloodbath.
I'm telling you, give it a year and Sigismund will be gone.
And I'm telling you, we won't get rid of him that easily. Everyone's being too hopeful here.
You're talking bollocks. Once the Ox raises an army, he'll sit himself and run back to Hungary.
Just like that.
Why would he do that? If he was so craven as to run away from the first army that crossed his path, he would never have made it all the way here.
But this won't be just any army. It'll be an army like the likes of which this country's never seen before.
You're living in a dream world. It's only going to be a scarecrow to keep Sigismund from murdering the lords one by
one, an open battle breaks out, it will be a fucking bloodbath. And I'm telling you, we won't get rid of him that easily. Everyone's being too hopeful here.
You're talking bollocks. Once Yob raises an army, he'll shit himself and run back to Hungary.
And why would he do that? If he was so crazy as to run away from the first army that crossed his path, he would never have made it all the way here.
Well, this won't be just any army. It'll be an army like the likes of which this country has never seen before.
You're living in a dream world. He's only going to be a scarecrow to keep Sigismund from murdering the lords one by one. An open battle breaks out. It will be a fucking bloodbath.
Finally a win!
I thought your Alicia was brown-haired, though.
What? I only came here for the feast anyway.
All right. Sorry, mate. But you're right about Sigismund.
About the girls? Or the piglet?
They won't remember in the morning.
We won't get rid of him that easily. Everyone's being
Couldn't you have run out when you started retching?
If he was so craven as to run away.
Good day.
Sorry,
What do you think?
I haven't...
He didn't have to choose me.
Wait, you can...
It's been a long time. I was afraid you'll forget.
You haven't...
But I have. And you've changed too. Not at all. The years have...
And how have you been all this time?
Not really. I also got married. And soon I had my little Elishka running around under my... Young Sir Christopher used to come and play with her.
Tell me more about...
She's a big girl now. She's a maid.
Well, aren't you worried about her?
Even as a little girl, she used to beat up the boys in the...
And your husband?
Kuba. He died when Elishka was just a baby.
God grant him. Why don't we go and...
You really haven't. You ought go and have a drink and stop chasing...
Sorry.
From cleaning up...
I've...
Do you play...
You mean...
You strip...
All right.
Sigismund from murdering
I've heard about you, but you can't beat me.
breaks out. It will be a fucking bloodbath.
I'm telling you, give it a year and Sigismund will be gone.
If I was you, I'd take it.
Get rid of him that easily. Everyone's being too hopeful. goat. Half of us only came here for the feast, anyway.
Sorry, mate. But you're right about singing. The sooner he's gone. Oh, the piglet!
Greeting.
Sorry.
What? He didn't.
Wait.
I was.
You have
Better. Not.
And how?
Not. I was young.
Tell me.
She's.
What?
Even as.
And you're a
Cooper.
God.
Couldn't you have run out when you started
Sorry.
from...
I've...
Do you play...
You mean...
You strip...
All right.
Fucking bloodbath!
I've heard about you, but you can't beat me. Well, that's not worth mentioning. Your turn.
Why would he do that? If he was so craven as to run away with the first army that crossed his path, he would never have made it all the way here.
That'll work.
It's only going to be a scarecrow to keep Sigismund from murdering them
Good
all,
game.
one by one. Are you surprised? He's a bit of the contrary, old goat. Half of us only came here for the feast, anyway.
All right. Sorry, mate. But you're right about singing.
Stuff your craw anywhere, even at home. This is about politics.
To King Wenceslas.
Good day.
Sorry.
What? He did.
Wait.
It's. I.
You...
Better. Not.
And how...
Not. I was young.
Tell me...
She's a bit.
What?
Even.
And...
Cooper.
God. Tell me more.
She's.
What?
Even.
The day's
God be with you.
So...
from... Couldn't you have run out when you started Do you play...
You mean...
You strip...
All right.
I'm surprised you dare to play me. I don't like to lose.
And I was telling you, we won't get rid of him that easily. Everyone's being too hopeful.
Let it be now. I want to play too, you know.
And why would he do that? If he was so craven as to run away...
Well, you're not afraid of anything.
He would never have made it all the way here.
But this won't be just any army. It'll be an army like the likes of which this country's never seen before.
You're living in a dream world. It's going to be a scarecrow to keep Sigismund from murdering the lords one by one. An open
And now I'll fuck it all up. Or not.
fucking bloodbath.
That's That's enough for me.
And I'm telling you, we won't get rid of him that easily. Everyone's being too hopeful here.
Have you lost your mind? You're going to lose everything.
To run away from the first army that crossed his
If I was you, I'd take it.
It's only going to be a scarecrow to keep Sigismund from murdering the lords one by one. And open battle breaks out. It'll be a fucking bloodbath.
Great.
Sorry.
What?
He
did.
Wait.
It's. I was.
You have.
Better. Not.
And how?
No. I was young.
And you're.
Cooper.
God. Tell me.
She's.
What?
Even as.
You farmyard beast!
We didn't end up like that poor sort of one.
Sorry, surprise. But you're right about Sigismund.
Contrary over
The sooner he's gone, the sooner life returns
for the feast anyway. Drink and stuff will pour anywhere, even at home. This is about politics.
Good wine on the table is a compelling argument. On round.
What does it matter? We reached an agreement, but it's going to take time to raise an army. Until then, Sigismund's men can trample over us one after another.
I thought your Alishka was brown-eyed, though.
Be merry. What do you say?
Good happen.
All right. Sorry, mate. But you're right about Sigismund. The sooner he's gone, the
When it
sooner
comes
life
to affairs
returns.
of state,
Surprise is a bitter contrary, old goat.
poor sort over there.
I'm filled with grief.
The day scrubbing that floor.
Sorry.
From.
I've.
Do you play.
You mean.
You strip.
All right.
You're talking bollocks.
I've heard about you, but you can't beat me.
And why would he do that? If he was so craven as to run away from the first army that crossed his path, he would never have made it all the way here.
Well, this won't be just any army. It'll be an army like the likes of which this country's never seen before.
You're living in a dream world. There's going to be a scarecrow to keep Sigismund from murdering the lords one by one. An open battle breaks out.
Hopefully I'll do it again.
Be a fucking bloodbath.
Now I'll show you how it's done. And now we'll see. Why'd I even try?
Everyone's being too hopeful.
You're talking bollocks. Once the ox raises an army, he'll shit himself and run back to Hungary.
And why would he do that? If he was so craven as to run away from the first army that crossed his path, he would never have made it all the way here.
Oh, come on!
An army like the likes of which this country's never
Mother of God! What are you punishing me for?
I need help with something. I mean the ones with the...
And you're one of those.
It's not for me.
I see. And if anyway, I don't know nothing about no wine. Try asking my mom.
What kind of name is Bruce Phallus anyway?
I'm having a good... Well, what are you missing? Don't you dare get it.
Aye, I forgot.
Leave it out.
They wouldn't have to force me.
Well, let's have a...
For coin.
Playing for coin.
I might have.
And what?
Let's keep it as...
What the hell?
You bet.
You can dip that rotten carrot in lard.
I was just having a laugh. But if you don't like your prize, hand it over.
Here you are. No.
Ah, you've got no imagination. Like I could shove it down the back of the cup.
Want to roll some dice?
Sure.
I don't play for...
Oh, you can stuff yourself.
In the simplest terms, I'm offering you a business deal.
How come you're still here, sir? When you...
All hail Yobst! He sorted out things, but you know how it goes. I explained to the Margrave that I'm not going. I'm too old and...
did you...
Nothing to discuss. It's the pride of our family.
Ah, I'd bet my right arm...
What? In Rata?
Deal with him yourself, though. You can tell by the name. Good evening, my esteemed lady.
No matter. Although Martin hardly spoke of you.
No offense.
Indeed. So the stories of how in your youth you used to drag...
And I also heard that you once fell drunk into...
All right.
And is it not true that one of your paramours made off with your late mother?
We are all sinners.
Unquestionably.
Would you...
This is Lady Christine.
Nice to meet you, sir.
How come you're...
Because he's been rotting for...
I'm sorry to hear that.
I've been praying for it. Perhaps worldly powers will...
What's your opinion of...
That it's about time. But in the end, it seems...
It's rather...
It is, a bit. But that...
Wouldn't you prefer a little...
Restrain your ardor. If you want to amuse yourself...
But I had...
And while you're on your way...
Do I look like...
No. But sure, be so kind and bring us another pitcher of wine.
May I interrupt you already?
What's the matter?
I didn't, but what are you?
Haven't you had a little...
Not at all.
No need.
Stop bothering.
You don't need an expert.
Some easily spooked pony is the last thing you need.
You can tell by the name that the horse is immensely valued.
Excellent.
Where am I?
Why?
It's not for me.
Aha. If it's Lord Odorin's bet.
He's only going to be a scarecrow to King Sigismund.
All day long, they're trying to...
The rat'll be good, I hope.
Now there's a piece of horseflesh for you, Rudart. Not like that nag of yours. Go to hell.
Ah, Jesus! The surrounding Christopher. He can't make it on his own. Jesus! The surrounding Christopher. He can't make it on his own.
Will! Fight up!
Jesus! The surrounding Christopher. He can't make it on his own. You're dead.
Hey! I need a hand here!
Jesus! The surrounding Christopher. He can't make it on his own.
Fight him up! Now!
Have this for your efforts.
You got him! Stand this way!
Are you waiting for me, this guy? This way.
The surrounding crystal. He can't make it on his own.
Show what you... I'll... No mercy! Don't spare it! Blood!
Jesus! The surrounding crystal. He can't make it on his own.
All the saints should see this, and you'll soon be meeting them.
Good.
Stand.
Jesus! The surrounding Christopher. He can't make it on his own.
Pass him on! You got him!
Jesus! The surrounding Christopher. He can't make it on his own.
Pass him on the head!
Come on, back him on the head.
Hey! Get him! You got him!
Stand your ground. Yes,
God! I still can't quite do that! Wake up! Once more and we can go home! You got him!
Ride those horses. There's my hand for.
On the head! Nearly knocked his block off! Nice hit!
Hey,
Do it.
Useless! Take that fucker out, damn it! Good. But he's still standing.
You got him!
Come! I still can't quite do that. Ha! What do you got him for? Wretch! Come! Nice shot!
That was a close shave.
A little too close.
Do my eyes deceive me?
Godwin!
How? Damn. I can't tell.
Is everyone alright?
Well, some are.
They captured Odorin, Kunstad and Rutard. And they took Alder and...
They wanted to slay the rest.
What about my father?
They left with Jobst long before that, but
Where did they go?
They've got to raise an army for us. And I hope they've...
So we have a plan to counter Sig...
more of a...
But, as you can see, our ally...
I'll gladly play dead.
Be so kind.
What happened?
Anna of Waldstein. She didn't stand a chance.
She was simply in the wrong place.
And they almost killed my...
But only almost.
You have a brother?
He's upstairs in the hall. He's alive. What a bad...
Old grievances aside, Odorin is an ally. The same as...
Well, they all have their quirks. Cousin bot checks on money grab.
We'll have to wait for the other side's move anyway. We don't even know...
I tried to come as soon as possible and warn you.
You knew he was coming.
He wanted Odorin. He probably had no idea they...
I bet he couldn't believe his fucking...
And Sigismund will be moving at a... We have to be really careful.
Is there anything we...
Definitely not right. We'll treat the wounded, bury the dead, then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and wait for Jobst and...
If I survive the journey...
And...
You've done enough.
And I'm sure Liechtenstein can't wait to find out what was discussed.
The king announced one more thing at the council. That is...
Fuck! Liechtenstein's got his people there. They could reveal...
The city rabbi is sitting upstairs in the hall.
They're our allies.
What do you mean by we? Everyone here is lucky to be still breathing.
Maybe Samuel will figure something out.
He's here too?
Aye, escorting the rabbi. You should go...
Anyway, we've got work to do.
Give me a moment. I'll go and see Chris... Guard the walls until morning. If anyone shows up...
My Tempest lost his life too. They put enough arrows in him to knock down 3 lightning.
Good to see you.
Oh, come on. You know, They could well have killed... If it hadn't been for you...
Von Aulitz surprised even Sigismund with that.
Well, they killed Lady Anna of Waldstein. And they captured... Without them, we can hardly...
We'll figure out a way...
But how? Get a grip. You're right. When I drink too much wine... Nevertheless...
Actually, at Sigismund's council...
Gods, we need to get back to the city. I'm going with you. Out of the question. You'll be more useful if you... Henry, tell Samuel and the rabbi to get ready.
What will happen to his lordship now? And to us?
We have to take care of young Sir Christopher, and hope his father comes back soon.
Yes. The best thing we can do is to keep doing our work.
What if the old lord doesn't come back?
Then we'll have a young one. He's not a little boy anymore. Soon he'll get married and have a bunch of children.
We can only hope.
to his lordship now? And to us?
We have to take care of young Sir Christopher.
Yes. The best thing we can do is to keep doing our work.
Thank God for small mercies. Otherwise, Ramos will be left without a war.
No one knows where they put the others. Don't mourn just yet.
I don't think they heard you in the courtyard.
Saying it was someone from here.
And prove that there's a
About the
alliance.
beating.
Just a
But
farce.
to reveal so
And we owe what?
Sam, I need to have a word.
Just tell him.
I talked.
What did you talk about?
We talked about your stepfather.
Why?
It's true. I did not. Remember how I stared at your sword when we first met? Well, the thing is, I am Martin's son.
What? Pa's son? How did...
Yes, his son. That is, his bastard son.
Are you sure? We look the same.
When I was born, he was all... nothing. Proof, perhaps, that both your god and, you know, all my life. But now that I know, I will never see him.
I can tell you about him if you want. But now, this is not the end. We have to go to Sigismund or the confiscation of the...
The king has approved.
He's no king to me. He's a
What's a...
That is hard.
Nonsense. Christians set out to kill our people. Innocent, and all that...
This is what we were afraid. We need to get back in. Will you come with us?
I'll come.
Very well. We should...
Let's not waste...
Thank God you're all right. On the way here, I saw...
Kubienka?
Well, I heard you were having... And I see, instead of that...
Well, the real massacre is yet to come if we don't... Can we borrow the wagon you
But of course.
Could you stop blabbering already?
Easy, Ingele. And you?
All right. But...
I'll explain to you on the way.
Are you coming to...
Of course.
But do you think that's a good idea?
I'm not. But I...
All right, then.
Perish. Can we go any faster?
Settle down, son. If you must keep your tongue busy, then use it to pray.
Would you tell me what the fuck is going on already?
Sigismund ordered an attack on the Jewish quarter. We need to get everyone out of there fast.
Bloody hell. And I just got ailed up so nicely today.
Oh, that is just great. My mother's life is in the hands of a drunkard.
Don't worry. We'll save your mother.
And everyone else too. Don't forget that.
You seem to care an awful lot about these people, sir.
Are you surprised? It's all my fault. If they weren't helping me...
That droid of Sigismund, may his name be erased, would have found some other excuse to get rid of us.
Look, it's not that I don't feel sorry for you, but don't you think maybe we could make the horses go a little faster? At this pace, we won't make it there in a week.
Samuel, how... What was the story with your mother and Martin?
Do you really want to talk about this right now?
Maybe the last chance we get. We could both be dead in a while.
All right. But like I said, I never actually knew Martin. He once came to Kuttenberg and fell in love with my mother. But she is the daughter of a rabbi. Obviously, she could not marry a goy.
And tonight, you will see why.
If you want, Mame will surely tell you more. If we can get there in time.
And we better hurry up.
All right. Schnell! Schnell!
What's the matter?
We will walk from here. We can't... But how do we...
We will go through...
There are many abandoned mine shafts under...
Won't it collapse?
We'll find... Follow me.
What a blessing it is to have found the passageway.
I heard something. If they manage to get all the way here, it is all over. No, I think... I must have just imagined it. Let's keep moving. Follow me! Hopefully we'll find it quickly. I left a stack of my papers in the tavern. And if they fall into Sigismund's hands, people in other towns will die too.
Do you think we're gonna make it in time? To find the papers? Save the people?
I pray we can, Henry. There's nothing more I can do. Hopefully everything will be all right at the tavern. My stash is locked away, and Samuel's friends are guarding the place. But who knows what the situation is like in the streets now.
Are you afraid?
Me? Do you have any idea how many times I've had to run from a burning town or deal with a hired assassin?
Yeah. More than once, I reckon.
A lot more, I can tell you. But I admit, I was afraid every single time. Damn it!
What's the matter?
The door leading up to the tavern is... Samuel's men wouldn't have left it like this.
I think there's someone...
Go and check it out. If they took it, I'll gather up my things.
Baruch Hashem, Henry.
Sam, you're back already?
A few of the cutthroats got in, but there are more outside.
4 of them were here.
Fortunately, they didn't take anything important.
What?
I'm so sorry.
Well, they didn't look like they just came to the tavern. What about your mum?
She is, thank God.
I'm really sorry about your friends.
There was nothing but Navis Hamartes. This Erik is...
There'll be plenty of time for that.
I'm sure Mum is waiting for us. You go ahead. I'll lock the... But sir, I can take care of myself. God be with... Henry! My ma is waiting for me.
Oh, Himmel! What's the...
Don't worry, ma'am.
Mein Gott!
Nothing. He's out on the street.
Wait! Who...
My name is Henry. I'm, Do you remember Martin, the blacksmith?
Of course I do.
I'm his... son.
Was sagst du?
Sam told...
Watch out! More are coming!
What's going on?
Sam!
I'm fine, but we will talk when you are safe.
We have to get to the synagogue.
Through the backyards! Follow me! Watch out! They're shooting at us! From the ramparts! Get rid of them! Baruch Hashem, they're gone. We have to keep going. Through the yards! That is Judith and Lev! Can you help them?
Oi, pay it! You won't get...
Mein Gott! Was ist das?
We have to keep going. Through the yards! We have to keep going. Through the yards! That is Judith and Lev! Can you help them?
zum Teufel!
Prayer, if you can.
I've been waiting for you.
We have to keep going. For the yards. That is you to the left.
Mein Gott!
Ha!
The Lord,
Die for that, you bastard!
Ich pfeife darauf! Fuck you!
I can still feel the strike.
We cannot get past the wagon. We have to go this way. Through the house.
Is that all you can? Slash him up! Nice!
Christ!
Sehr gut.
Mummy, are you all right?
I'm fine. But what about you, mein Kind?
I'm still alive. We can talk later. Now, we have to go.
Here's the ball now! Come on!
What the hell?
What is it, fuckers? You'd rather slaughter women and the defenseless?
Let's go! What's going on up there?
Go inside. Quick. To the fucking task.
I've never been so glad to see you two.
In need of a helping hand, are you?
No, I just don't want to die here alone.
There they are!
Well, now we're really fucked.
Mustn't get inside. We have to hold them back.
For how long, though?
As long as we need to.
Ranzig's boss is mine!
you with a flash. I'll be kill me. Bad luck. Oh, crucify you! That's Master Free, bastard. Get your eyes out! Watch out! He's trying some trick! Fuck you! I'll hack your ass off. Know what you're made of.
Boneyard is calling you.
Smack him on the head. Come on, then. Move light, yeah. Smack him on the head. Come and help me with this box. Crucify you.
Beat you to a you should have prayed earlier. Now you're just wasting my time. I'll crucify. Come on then. Next one will finish you.
You son of a bitch!
Put some effort in. Damn it.
Take that fucker out, damn it! Show what you...
Come on! Everyone's inside! Henry, come on!
Let's go. God, mogen meer. Let's go. It's this way. Damn, that was a close shave. I reckon I should go to Samuel's mother and talk to her about Martin. I won't get another chance.
Don't worry, even if that happens.
Are you alright?
I'm fine, lad.
Is there anything?
Mein Gott. Boy, now we have to...
I know this might not be the best time.
Right now? Well, how is Martin?
He died. It's only been a few months.
Oh...
Sigismund burned down my village. Pa went to help Ma and... well... they both died there.
I am sorry to hear that, lad. But at least you survived. That would make Martin happy.
I'm sorry I don't have better.
Do not worry about it. I am just sad he died before he could meet Samuel.
Is everything all right?
Yes, do not worry.
How did you meet?
It was such a... He wanted to open a blacksmith shop in town.
And that...
The rabbi gathered the good men so they could decide whether we wanted to have a goy blacksmith. And Martin would then it went schlag auf schlag.
So what...
My Martin would never leave. My father found out we were seeing each other and did his best to drive. But Martin would not give in. And we kept seeing each other. Until one day...
That means pregnant.
Yes. My father knew that if word got... I did not even have time. I was gone for almost 4 years. And he only let me come back when
Did Martin not go
people said he did go looking for me. Even as far as Colin.
If only he had gone all the way to...
Even if he went to the very edge of the world, it would not...
And what about you?
No. My father...
And he didn't try to find...
You know he did, but it never worked out.
And did you ever go look?
I asked around, but no one remembered anything. And I could not just leave and go looking for him around.
All right.
Before you go, tell me.
Well, he was strict with me. I dream about him quite often. About that lad. He said a life of adventure can be over before it begins.
He was absolutely right.
Well,
You saved all our lives. Martin would be proud of you. He raised you well.
I'm sorry to keep you this long, but... Well, I never thought, even if not related by blood.
Well, I did not expect that either. And thank you, my almost brother. If it was not for you, I do not know how today would have ended. What are your plans now?
I'll go back to the Devil's Den.
I will see you there then. But first, I have to escort everyone to Colleen. I do not want anything to...
Everything should be all right now.
Take care of yourselves, dear brother. I will see you this time tomorrow at the Devil's Den.
Have a safe journey.
Sei gesund.
So?
You know, Henry, I've been through a lot of battles, but this one was real.
Well, I'd say once.
I suppose yesterday this bunch of putting such blood... Why do you...
Not yet.
Go on.
You managed to get the documents?
I've been thinking about it, and the time...
So what then?
Not yet. I feel responsible for what happened.
But we still have a lot of...
A spy master is of no use without...
Well, that doesn't matter.
No, Henry, I played.
All right. Have it your way.
And with you.
Many have died, indeed.
I'm so...
You are right. How happy I would be.
What will you do?
Now we must find help.
Do you think you'll be...
Well, the mercenaries, we will split besides.
Sarah told me you drove more...
I had...
But if you hadn't done it...
Perhaps. But what about...
No. Probably not. So the agreement with the Lords...
What makes...
No, I do. But...
It is true that especially when...
God be with you, Rabbi.
Sei gesinnt. And please, watch over Samuel.
What will happen to us now?
Are you all right?
We are all right. Where's the...
Thank you for helping us. For Piquet.
That's all right.
To you too, young...
Henry of Scala.
Henry, if you are ever in cold...
All right. Have a safe journey.
Yehi rotzen milfonecha Adonai Eloheinu. Velohei avosenu shetolichenu lesholem.
Sei gesund.
If it was not for you, we would not have made it.
What will happen to us now?
All right?
Fantastic!
Well,
Morning, Janos. Sleep well?
I sleep like baby. Shit myself and wake up screaming.
Greetings.
Same to you. Heel. Come here. Mutt. Mutt.
You're always welcome here.
Come here.
How many times do I have to tell you?
Good
Don't
doggy.
chuck your
Good
shit
boy.
into
Here,
the
Mutt.
innkeeper, and I'm Have you got anything to eat? That piece of land is mine. You're pouring it over the fence. Your brother built that fence, and he did it all wrong. He's a complete fucking idiot, he is. Then you should have taken it up with him. How? When he's as deaf as a post.
Good day to
And
you.
No, keep you this, that, and there's a witch.
Can you
This, except the fence for the 1,000. And I'm telling you, I'd rather keep.
Look, you let him dump his shit, and you give him instead of bickering over that.
What? He's not getting much.
If your neighbour,
We are working something out. If you.
you think it's right to put.
That's exactly what I'm by Apple. Your Apple.
You're both.
But what's it? We'll teach you not to. Go to hell.
I hate sweeping.
Here you go. Take it.
Today's a scorcher.
Taking their time again.
Look what I have for you.
Hey, innkeeper, that beer?
One beer.